hardest decision I'm ever going to make. Total War, Let's try again. This one, Redcon 1, Total War pre-workout, or this, Ghost Lifestyle. Where is an Instagram poll when you need one? I'm going to have to go for the Redcon 1. This is an incredible pre-workout. So whilst I'm crouched down like an absolute idiot, welcome to the very first episode of the Shredding series. I currently have 11 weeks to my holiday in Lanzarote, so 11 weeks to diet down. I'm 2 weeks in. Before I say any more, I'm going to go off and do a push session. Sup guys, how we doing? So whilst I do this push workout, I'm basically going to talk about my cut, what's the protocol and what exactly steps I'm going to be taking. As you guys know, my holiday is 11 weeks away, so it gives me plenty of time to get in shape for this holiday. I'm not going to get into the same condition as I would in a show, purely because if you guys have ever done a show before or you've seen people do kind of bodybuilding shows, you have to take it that next step. I know that I'll understand a point that I'm going to get to. I accept that obviously I have got to drop some weight, but I'm not going to keep digging deep like you would for a show. So let's talk some numbers. So I'm currently 2 weeks into my cut. I started 96 kilos, I was just under 96 kilos. I'm currently 92. So I'm 2 weeks into my cut, so I'm already 4 kilos down. Majority of this would probably be water weight, whilst at the same time there is going to be some kind of fat coming off that, purely because I'm just eating a little bit less and I'm doing a little bit more. My current macros as of today are 225 grams of protein, 275 grams of carbs and 50 grams of fat. That's both on a training and non-training day. Cardio wise, I'm doing 8 to 10,000 steps a day with 4 lots of 400 calorie cardio sessions throughout the week. The reason that my step count's a little bit lower is I'm not as active as perhaps I was when I was doing my show last year. I went up to sort of 15,000 steps. Obviously they were challenging, but with the job that I was doing, I could move around a little bit more, whereas now I'm based at home a lot more than what I was previously. So basically what I've decided to do is take the step count down a little bit and just increase my cardio a little bit more. So if you hear, 4 times 400 calorie cardio sessions, you probably think, that's quite high, that's quite aggressive. But the reason I'm doing that is obviously because I'm not moving as much. I'd much rather do like a 30 to 45 minute cardio session, tick that box off, and know I don't have to spend, another 2 hours walking around. At the moment, I'm happy with these macros. I don't want to go any lower. I don't want to increase cardio anymore. My weight's still coming down. I was kind of 93 kilos last week. Like I said, I'm 92 with these same macros. So I'm happy with it. I'm not feeling too hungry. I'm feeling full. My sessions in the gym are still going as planned. I'm still maintaining numbers. I'm still progressing. The only thing that's it's affected so far is my push movements. Only a little bit, and it hasn't affected too much, but that's just normal because I find that my push movements, especially my chest, is my weakest body part. It's my weakest numbers, so when I do automatically drop my body weight down, it affects that first, and obviously it just makes my push movements a little bit harder. But that's fine, I accept that, and as long as I can kind of control that and don't let that slip too much, then I'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to stick to these macros for the next couple of weeks, same with cardio as well. I'm going to try and do a video every kind of 10 days, 2 weeks, so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy these videos. If you're cutting as well, hopefully you're going to learn something from it. And yeah, I'm going to leave the voice over here and you're going to go straight into the rest of the session.
Come on.
So post cardio, this is something that I like to incorporate into my cut. I prefer to kind of expend more energy and eat a little bit more than kind of bring my calories all the way down and not doing much cardio at all. Because I'm a personal trainer myself, an online coach, I have the time to do cardio. So if you're kind of working like a 9 to 5, you might look at not incorporating as much cardio and perhaps just bring your food down a little bit more. At the moment, I'm hitting 4 lots of 400 calorie cardio sessions. I normally use the Stairmaster, so I prefer the Stairmaster than any other bit of equipment, cross trainer, treadmill. I just find that I can kind of switch off a little bit. Sometimes if I've done a post leg day and I'm going to do cardio, then I might not use the Stairmaster, but kind of 9 times out of 10 I'd use the Stairmaster. Plan for today, I've just finished my morning clients. Normally I have Wednesdays off, but yesterday I worked, so I'm having today off. I'm seeing my sister later, which would be awesome, going out for something to eat. And today is a day where I kind of do all my editing, do a little bit of marketing, and all things that perhaps I don't have time to do for the rest of the week. Sup guys, how we doing? So, summer shredding has now started. This is something that I've thought about doing for quite a long time. I kind of hummed and hawed with the idea because I want to compete next year in 2020, and I know to be the kind of best version of myself in that competition season, I've got to stay in a calorie surplus. And yes, there will be mini diet breaks here and there and mini cuts, but at the same time I need to put on as much muscle tissue as possible before I compete, because that's one of the things that definitely let me down. My conditioning was there, but my muscle tissue wasn't. I just wasn't as big as the other guys that came in the top 3 and 5 places. So I know for a fact when I next compete I need to have a lot more muscle tissue. So that was in the back of my mind. But at the same time, like I said, I'm going Lanzarote 27th of June. I'm going on holiday to Algarve at the end of August. I might be going away for my birthday in July as well. So I might potentially be going on 3 different summer holidays. So I didn't want to be out of shape. I didn't want to kind of feel not confident in the physique I was bringing. I didn't want to be too kind of like fluffy as such. And I know I'm kind of contradicting myself, because I know I want to compete next year. I know I want to be the best version of myself. There'll be people that are saying, you know, like, if you want to prioritise that, then you've got to stay in a surplus. It's going to be too detrimental, but this is a decision I've taken. Haven't taken it lightly, and obviously I'm in a calorie deficit. So for you guys looking to cut down your body weight, the most important thing is a calorie deficit. So what is a calorie deficit? So you've got your maintenance calories. Say your maintenance calories are 2,800. So if you eat those every single day, that's what you're going to do to maintain your weight. For a calorie deficit, you've got to be lighter than that. So if your maintenance calories are 2,800, 2,700, 2,600, if you sustain that over a long period of time, you can drop down even further. If you sustain it over a long period of time, you're going to be dropping weight. I personally use cardio as a tool for a calorie deficit. So you'll see some people that will drop their food really, really low because they're very inactive, because they can't get as much cardio in. You'll see some people that will go crazy high with cardio and still have their food really, really high. At the moment, I'm kind of in between, so obviously I drop my food, but I'm still incorporating cardio as well. So losing weight is basically a way of saying you're in a calorie deficit, and there's 2 efficient ways of staying in a calorie deficit. So dropping your food gradually over time, or increasing cardio. So like I said, I do both. As long as you're doing one or the other, or both of them together, then you're going to be dropping weight. The most important thing not to do is obviously drop your calories very, very low. You might be a male, you might be having 3,000 calories, and suddenly before you know it, you're having like 1,500 or something ridiculously low. You're going to have so many disadvantages with that. It's going to affect your work life, your social life. You're going to feel fatigued, lack of energy. It's just not functional at all. So make sure you give yourself time, guys. So like I said, my holiday's in 11 weeks time. I've given myself plenty of time to cut down. And what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to slowly bring my calories lower. I might increase cardio a little bit depending on how I feel. So in 11 weeks in a calorie deficit, I'm going to drop the body fat that I'm after, and then hopefully I'm going to have a physique that I'm kind of proud to present on holiday. Just don't wake up one morning and think, I'm going to go keto. I'm going to go on the Stairmaster 5 times a week for an hour. Don't do that, because what will happen is it will just be a reverse. So you'll start doing that, you obviously won't be happy, it's not enjoyable, and you'll just revert back to where you started. Just do this over a long period of time. So give yourself time, plenty of time. Like I said, I've given myself 11 weeks. If you've got a holiday this summer, give yourself plenty of time. The more good days you have bad, the better results you're going to be. So there's going to be days where they're going to be really, really tough. You're going to feel more tired than usual, because that's normal, you're in a calorie deficit. Your body's going to be craving a little bit more food than it's currently eaten. So as I always talk about my YouTube channel and Instagram, think long term. So think exactly where you want to be and slowly work towards that. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hope you liked episode 1 of the shredding season, and I'll see you guys in the next one.